Get ready for a game of skill and strategy. Blockbusters! And now, here's the host of our Blockbusters party, Michael Teller! Well, hello there. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Hey, Eddie's. Thank you, Chuck Stone. Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blockbusters. And let me tell you something, folks. If you did not tune us in yesterday, man, did you miss one heck of a match between our present players right now. But first, let's get back into meeting them right now. Hello again, Matthew. This here is our champion, Matthew Gunther. How was the match yesterday? Indeed you do, Matthew. And you also won a game yesterday, as well as an additional $400 added to the $2,500 from yesterday's game that was won. That was $2,900. And if we add that to your first game championship of $35,000, you worked yourself up to a big grand total of $37,900. I'll tell you something, you play it well. But then again, your competition didn't go down without a fight, did you, Chris? Awesome game it was. Oh, and by the way, folks, before I forget, this is Chris Mayfield, Matthew's challenger, who put the heat on Matthew in Game 2 yesterday, trying to tie it up, and he finally succeeded. And you also gave $500 to a home viewer yesterday, so you did have a full day. But anyway, Chris, with $2,900, remind us about yourself, please. Well, that does remind us something about you. And Matthew, remind us about yourself, in case some people were tuning in for the first time today. Well, you definitely got yourself going right there, don't you? Well, folks, there they are right now. Champion Matthew Gunther, challenger Chris Mayfield. They each have a game and $2,500, so the tiebreaker is about to get started. But Matthew, let me ask you this. Well, first, since you're the champion, I have a little question for you. Would you like to try to connect top to bottom or side to side? Alright, side to side it is. Let's take a look at the game board, please. And for those of you who are just now tuning in for the first time today, each of those letters up there on the board represents a one-word answer to a question. And because this is our tiebreaker board, you can see that it's an even board. No player has an advantage in this round. Matthew has elected to go side to side. He represents the white. And Chris, the challenger, has the red. He can connect top to bottom, each of them in as few as 4. And if you saw us yesterday, well, I'll tell you this, you really saw how tense the game got, and who knows, it may get tense again today. We'll just have to find out for sure. What letter are we starting this game off with, please? The letter M. It's always a toss-up question here on Blockbusters, and gentlemen, before I ask this question, I would like to give the both of you the best of luck. You two really played a wonderful game yesterday, and may I ask for one final round of applause for these two contestants. Thank you. Matthew, Chris, the best of luck to the both of you, and here we go in this third game, the rubber game of this match. What M is a command given to a team of sled dogs, Chris, to go faster? Mush is the correct answer. Well, Chris draws first blood in the tiebreaker, and where to, Chris? You'll take... I beg your pardon, Chris? Hey, if you really need to, I'll let you. Okay, thank you. I'll tell you something, that brings back a memory of some sort. But anyway, Chris chose the letter P as he's trying to connect top to bottom. Matthew, as he's elected to go side to side, will try to steal control from him and turn the tables. Here's an answering beginning with the letter P. What P did George... Matthew, was something wrong there? Oh, that's okay. Let's just reset that. If you lean too far forward, that will do it in for you. Oh, well, darn that tricky hickey. All right. Let's restart that question. No harm done in that malfunction. What P did George Washington Carver find... Chris? No, I repeat it now for Matthew. I'm surprised myself. Matthew, here's the full question for you. What P did George Washington Carver find 75 uses for and is a favorite southern nut sometimes made into pie? That's what it was. Yeah, it's the pie bit. I gotta admit, that was a little trickier than usual. Now, Chris, I don't blame you for that peanut answer, since George Washington Carver did invent the peanut butter, but I guess the question just threw us off. Oh, that's okay, though. I mean, sometimes we like to trip you up a little bit, but of course I don't write the questions. But anyway, what am I to say? All right, Matthew, where to? Okay, now Matthew is trying to anchor on the right and then work his way to the left. Chris is going to try for it again. Here's that E question. What E are the kind of problems that the American Automobile Association says are... Chris? No, I'm sorry, that is not correct. I repeat it again for Matthew. Matthew, what E are the kind of problems that the American Automobile Association says are the most likely to leave your car stranded by the roadside? Incorrect. Incorrect. Chris, I bet Advanced Auto Parts, the one that you're working for, may be disappointed because basically it was electrical. Electrical is what we were looking for. Oh, man. I can't believe that. But anyway, another E question coming up. Here it is. What E would a doctor be examining if he were using... Chris again? If he were using an otoscope or otoscope, however you want to pronounce it, but ear is the correct answer in either case. That's a great save there. Chris, where to? Okay, he's not quite there yet, but he's awful close. Matthew, you know what to do here. What D was the doctor who could talk to animals? Matthew, Doolittle is the correct answer. That's a great movie with Eddie Murphy, I must say. Matthew, where to now? And take your time. The letter A, okay. Well, you can see that Chris put him in some situations, so he had to think carefully. What A is the state where you'll find the red, yellow, violet, and blue region called the Painted Desert? Matthew. Arizona is right. Now this one may get tenser along the way, so let's take a breather. We'll see if we can conclude this tiebreaker right after this.